Hello there, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be creating our March Madness 2025 bracket. I'm not going to say foolproof because obviously every year there's never been a perfect bracket. We're going to be trying to get as close to that as possible. Uh, this is a mix between stat-based and just pure gut instinct based on what I've seen watched over the years. And yeah, I'll put the link for a bracket challenge that I'm hosting. Fully free to join. Um, I'll post the link and the password at the end of the video so you guys can hop in, play if you'd like, submit as many brackets as you want. I'll put the limit at, 3 or 4, just so you guys can have fun. And if you're new to college basketball, this will be a little learning experience for you guys. So hope you enjoy, Jesus. Hope you enjoy, and let's get right into it. So we're going to start with the South. We'll go down all round of 64 games, and then we'll move inwards as we go. We're not just going to jump across one whole team's or one whole region's games. We're going to go piece by piece. Starting with the South, it's hard to see anyone get past Auburn first round. Uh, Next game, Louisville Creighton. I went to Creighton for a year. Huge Creighton fan. Also, Louisville is weaker this year. They've had a couple quad one wins, but I think the record quad one is like 3-6. So based on gut feeling, I know Creighton does well. They're like consistently a Sweet 16 team. They've been in Sweet 16 the last 4 years, I believe. So I'm going to put them through 9/8 there, Creighton over Louisville. Now the next round, or the next game, I should say, this is where it gets confusing because if we look at the preview here, we'll scroll down. UC San Diego's only plus 125 underdogs, and their guys are dogs. Like this is their first year tournament eligibility. Michigan's done well, obviously won Big Ten, but still, if we scroll down here, you'll see 112 seed has defeated a 5 seed at least once every tournament, bar 6 in the last 39 years. San Diego scores more and they defend better. And I think in tournament play, this is a really important thing. Defense, free throws, pace, luck as well. But, those three big stats are important. I'm going to go with the upset here, UC San Diego over Michigan. The next game, I know this is a kind of a hot take because a lot of people are predicting Yale to repeat on 2 years ago where God, who they beat. I'm thinking of a different. Oh yeah, no, last year they beat Auburn. Um, I'm gonna go Texas A&M over them. They did a really solid SEC year, and they're 4 seed for a reason. So I'm not gonna go with the upset in that one. I'm not gonna go for the upset in this one either because I think we can all agree UNC got in here strictly based on prestige. They're probably going to win the first 4 in game, but I don't see them beating Ole Miss. And I was hoping they'd be in the college basketball crown because fuck UNC, that's why. Iowa State as well over Lipscomb. I really don't see a 3-14 upset this year at all. We'll get into other sorts of upsets. I have, you know, bigger upsets coming up. But this is like a semi upset because 7-10 is like that range where it starts to become less of an upset, more of like, okay, it's just an at-large bid that didn't really perform well and a conference tournament winner that did perform well. So they're basically on par. I'm going to go New Mexico over Marquette. Marquette had a really weak Big East tournament play. And they also had a 31-point swing against them against St. John's in the Big East tournament. So I don't see any form continuing on. I know Cam Jones is good, but also it's a Rick Pitino's son program at New Mexico. And I think prestige does matter there. Like when you have a dad that's that good of a coach, I think New Mexico takes this one. Michigan State takes the game over Bryant. I don't see any 215 upsets this year either. We're going down into the West now. Florida, easy. I think they're favorites to win the tournament. UConn not gonna three-peat. I'm going Oklahoma over. Uh, Memphis, Colorado, a lot of people are also picking the upset here, Colorado State over Memphis. I don't see it. I'm going Memphis, and I'm also going Maryland over Grand Canyon. So no upsets, real upsets in the first four games of the West. But we get down to here. I'm going Drake over Mizzou. Mizzou had a really poor SEC year, and Drake's coming off a Missouri Valley Conference win. They're 30-4. They've got an all-star junior guard, I think Bennett Sturts. Yeah, he's a dog. I mean, he's dropped. Hold on, let me get my notepad out. Let's see what I wrote down here. Yeah, he's averaging over 19 points, over four rebounds, and almost six assists a game on near 50% field goals and 38% three pointers. They're slow as well. Like they will drag these games out. And when I said pace is important, if you have such polar opposites, like Mizzou is a fast team, Drake is a slow team. They're 364th in pace in college basketball. Also, they're 2-0 in quad one and 4-0 in quad two. I think Drake makes a run here, potentially Elite Eight. I got to see how the rest of these matchups go. I'm going Texas Tech over UNC Wilmington. It's a very wide berth for UNCW to overcome. However, I see Coach Cal taking out Kansas first round here and St. John's ahead on Omaha. I think Omaha will put up a good fight. I think this will be the closest 215 game we have, but I still think St. John's wins here. Over to the right side of the bracket, we're going in the East. Duke, easy. Also another favorite for the tournament. Baylor over Mississippi State. Now, Liberty over Oregon. Oregon had a solid year last year, going to double overtime with Creighton. They're just not the same team anymore. Um, Cousinard is not there anymore. And also, who doesn't like to see a little white boy action in, conference play or in tournament play? I'm going Arizona here. A lot of people think Jesus, where are my words? A lot of people think Akron will put it to them. I think Arizona's a very strong team. BYU over VCU, Wisconsin over Montana, Vandy over St. Mary's. St. Mary's like what's the competition in the West Coast? Like Gonzaga, who wins every year. Yeah, so Vandy over Alabama. Vandy over St. Mary's, Alabama over Robert Morris. A little recap or a little sequel, I should say, to football season. We all know how that went. I'm down. It happens this year. We'll get to that in the next go round. Houston over SIUE. Gonzaga over Georgia. I think this one's tight. But then again, Georgia hasn't been a basketball school since Anthony Edwards, so let's be real. It's not happening this year. Now, I saw Chuck on the CBS selection show go Clemson to the Final Four, and actually Clemson to lose to Florida in the national championship. Amir Khan and his absolute aura takes takes Clemson. McNeese to the second round. High Point to the second round. Braden Smith isn't doing shit against High Point. Another white boy action. Um, Now here's a confusing one because Illinois has been on and off all year, like real streaky. So like they win four in a row, they lose three in a row. They win two in a row, they lose two in a row. Like it's not consistent enough to be successful in March. So I'm gonna go whoever wins that first four matchup. I'm expecting Xavier because Xavier really should have gotten in as just the flat out 11 seed. But I'm going Texas or Xavier over Illinois. And I, all right, my head says to go Kentucky here because they had a solid year, but my heart says Kentucky first round loss again. So do I go with my head or my heart in this one? I'm going with my heart. Troy over Kentucky. Going Utah State over UCLA. UCLA, nothing to laugh about, but like Utah State's another white boy school. So let's be real. White boys do well in March. And Tennessee over Wofford. Nothing huge there. Back to the top. Another head versus heart. I know Auburn's one of the best teams in the tournament this year, and Janai Broom is a dog. But Kalkbrenner's also going to be a first team All American, probably unanimous as well. And I know Creighton basketball better, and I think they got shafted this year with a game against Louisville in Lexington. I just think that sucks. And Auburn's also closer to Kentucky than Omaha is. So I think Auburn travels better, but also I think they're going to be expecting to get by whoever goes through to the second round against them. my head's saying go for the higher seed, but my heart is saying I can't diss my Blue Jays like that. We're going Creighton upsets Auburn in the second round for a fourth Sweet 16 appearance. I also want to say Texas A&M goes through as well in the round of 32 over San Diego, but I think coming off a high beating Michigan, it'll work for them. San Diego over Texas A&M. This is an easy one. Iowa State over Ole Miss. Ole Miss would have a cakewalk in that first round. Just not ready. Iowa State is a dog program. I know a guy who used to go to Creighton with me. One of his boys from back home, Milan Stepanovic, is at Iowa State and is a dog at Iowa State. So I'm going to go with them, Sweet 16, and Michigan State over New Mexico. Simple enough. Florida over Oklahoma. I mean, nothing much to it. Maryland over Memphis. Now, Drake over Texas Tech. I just think Bennett Sturts is going to be the Jack Golke or the Doug Eater of our year. I, I just have a feeling. And I know the last couple years, Drake's had so much hype about them and then just done nothing. But I think it happens this year. And then, simple enough, St. John's over Arkansas. We'll go back to the top. East, round of 32. Duke over Baylor. Nothing much to be said there. Arizona over Liberty. I think the white boy basketball ends there. BYU over Wisconsin. I haven't watched much Big Ten basketball this year. I only really watched the tournament. But yeah, I think BYU goes through. And Alabama over Vandy. The Cinderella run ends there. Houston over Gonzaga. Yeah, simple enough. McNeese over High Point. I just think that they are another flow program. So I think they'll drag out pace against High Point. And a lot of people are on the High Point hype train. God, that's a mouthful. But yeah, I just think McNeese has it in the bag after getting past Clemson, a High Point team. It's nothing to laugh about, but you know, I think McNeese makes it through. I'm gonna go Xavier. I'm still expecting Xavier to beat Texas. I think Xavier over Troy in the second round, and Tennessee over Utah State. Now into our Sweet 16 matchups. At this point, I don't know if I'm being so dramatically biased towards Creighton or like giving them favorable matchups to win in, but I just think they beat San Diego because we have an incredible tournament record. And the last time we played a UC, we beat them, which was in 2021 before we played Kansas second round. Also nearly beat a one seed second round as well. Huh, that might be familiar this year. But yeah, we'll go Creighton into the Elite Eight, and I'm going Iowa State over Michigan State to advance to the Elite Eight. I'm going Maryland over Florida. Just I can't remember his name, but is it Derek Queen? Yeah, dog. And Florida's playing great basketball without a 7'9" center. I think it's a big mistake to not put him in. I don't know what the deal is with red shirt or whatnot. But then I'm going to go. See, St. John's is like a dog team, and Rick Pitino's a dog. And I hate to say it because I really hate St. John's because of the bandwagon aspect of this year. Like they've been dog shit for like 20 years. And then the like 1 year Rick Pitino walks in and they get better last year. Now they're good this year. I hate to see it, but I think this is going to be a tight game too. Um, yeah, my heart says go with the underdog for a fairy tale, but my head says St. John's, and I've seen St. John's play so much more. I'm going to go St. John's to the Elite Eight. Back to the top, to the East. Duke over Arizona, simple enough. And this is the only one that's going to go 1-2 in the Elite Eight. I'm going Alabama over BYU. Houston over McNeese State. Fairy tale run ends there. And no, I'm not going to do it again. Tennessee. Now back to the East or back to the South, I should say. I think Iowa State goes through. I I don't see Creighton going to Final Four. Not yet. I think next year could be a good year for them, but I just see Iowa State as dogs. I think they got shafted with a 3 seed, and then I'm also going to go Duke while we're up here. So that's Iowa State and Duke into the Final Four. Down here, I think St. John's has it in the bag against Maryland, and I think Houston has it in the bag over Tennessee. Tennessee's not the same team as last year without Dalton Connect. So now we have our Final Four. of Iowa State St. John's and Duke Houston. So two 1 seeds, a 2 seed, and a 3 seed. Plenty of upsets behind those numbers, but yeah, this is what we end up with. Iowa State or St. John's. I don't think St. John's has it quite yet to be a national championship contender. So I'll go Iowa State to the Final Four. And Houston's so slow, and it's like a good pace of play to work with. But Duke is Cooper Flag, and I'm on that white boy action. And I'm going to go Duke over Iowa State in the national championship. Total points scored. Let's just preview this game really quick. This is what I've been doing for these tiebreaker scores, unless I have a gut feeling. Duke's averaging almost 83. Iowa State's averaging 80 and a half. So we'll go five less than either. So Duke will score 77. Let's hit 73. So that adds up to 150. Yeah, that works for me. 150. Put it up right now. I'm expecting Duke to beat Iowa State 77-73. And hey, Warren Buffett, perfect bracket challenge. Sign the contract, big boy. But yeah, so that's my bracket, or one of seven, I should say. Uh, yeah, and that's about it. I'll put the link up, or I'll show you where it is. I'll go to my groups. I'm already in a couple groups. It's the BRE YouTube group. That's my old bracket. I'll sub that one out for the new one. And yeah, the password is lowercase BRE. Join if you'd like. It's fun. I'll change the allowed brackets entered number. I'll give you 3 or 4 brackets to work with, have fun with. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and roll on March. Adios.